Kylian Mbappé, Harry Kane, Lamine Yamal, Erling Haaland. These are some players who are obviously having really phenomenal seasons. They get all the praise they deserve and are even in the early race for the Ballon d'Or. But there are some players who are having exceptional seasons as well but aren't getting as much recognition. Those are the guys we want to talk about in this video today. These are 10 players who are quietly having a world-class season.
By the way, quick pause. If you're watching this and you're even slightly stressed about Valentine's gifts, don't be. We've got ya. If your partner supports your club or just survives match days with you and still sticks around, that is love. So this Valentine's Day, skip the boring gifts. Go to goal90.shop and use code VALENTINE14 for 14% off plus free shipping worldwide on jerseys, phone cases and football accessories. Get something for your partner, match with them if you want, or honestly, just treat yourself. Self-love counts too. Alright, back to the video.
We'll start with Bruno Fernandes. Not much is being said about the Portuguese maestro this season, but boy has he been quietly tearing things apart. The fact that United started rather poorly, got knocked out of the domestic cups, and aren't playing in Europe has made him take the back seat in the minds of many. But what he is doing in the Premier League this season is worthy of note. He has been directly involved in 18 goals in 24 Premier League appearances this season, and he could possibly break the record for most assists in a single Premier League season. Imagine if he actually breaks that record and leads United to a top 4 finish. It would be hard to argue against him being a big candidate for the Premier League Player of the Season award. But there just has not been so much hype around the Man United captain this season. Now, while Bruno is looking to break the assist record in England, Federico Dimarco is looking to do the same in Italy. The Italian wingback is the chief creator in the Serie A this season, and with 11 games still to play, he's just 4 assists away from being the player with the most assists in a single Serie A season. At this rate, he could go on to obliterate the record. For someone who's primarily a defender, this is super impressive. Mind you, he has also managed to score 5 goals. That's 18 direct goal involvements in 24 appearances. These are numbers that some attackers have not been able to reach this season. It's definitely a world-class season for a wing-back. Still on the theme of assist records, we think enough is not being said about Michael Olise. Yes, he's a pretty popular name in the sport and gets talked about every now and then, but we don't believe he gets sufficient hype for what he's doing. This guy is on the way to obliterate the record for most assists in a single Bundesliga season. With 11 games still to play, Olise only needs 6 more assists to break the record. And he'll surely win the league this season and probably add a couple more trophies to that. So this is really shaping up to be an all-timer season. But you know what's crazier? Not only can Olise break Müller's record for most assists in a single Bundesliga season, he can also break Messi's record for most assists in all competitions in a single season. The Argentina captain recorded 32 assists in the 2011-12 season. Right now, Olise has 21 assists and could still play up to 20 games this season, so he'll have a lot of opportunities to break that record. The Frenchman is having a truly exceptional season. He's one of only a handful of players who have reached double figures for both goals and assists in Europe's top 5 leagues. 35 games in, he already has 34 goal involvements. Let's all be honest, if wingers like Vini or Lamine Yamal were putting up this kind of numbers, they'd be front-runners for the Ballon d'Or by now. But Olise doesn't seem to be anywhere near that. He is just quietly having a world-class season. Anyway, speaking of players who boast double figures for both goals and assists this season, let's now talk about Fermin Lopez. The Barcelona man has been a different beast in this campaign, especially in front of goal. He is hardly one of Barcelona's main men, but he has been a real inspiration for them and is quietly having a phenomenal season. Just like Olise, he is one of just 5 players who have hit double figures for goals and assists across all competitions in Europe's top 5 leagues. But here's the thing, he's the only midfielder on that list. That shows you how outstanding he has been. He has scored 11 goals and provided 12 assists in 32 appearances this season. 23 goal involvements from the midfield is super impressive. I mean, we're getting close to De Bruyne numbers here, so yeah, he's quietly having a world-class season. And Barcelona fans will tell you that, off the ball, he's also very valuable, making big tackles, pressing relentlessly, and winning duels. Now, from a product of the Barcelona Academy, let's talk about a product of the Real Madrid Academy, Nico Paz. Maybe he'll really begin to get his flowers when he returns to Madrid, but right now, he's having a truly phenomenal season which is going completely under the radar. He's currently second for both goals and assists in the Serie A this season. He has 15 goal contributions in 25 league games from the midfield and is leading Como to what could be a record-breaking season. After their win against Juventus, Como are now fully in the race for a spot in the Champions League next season, and for a club that was in the second division just 2 years ago, that would be super impressive, and it would be thanks in part to Nico Paz. So within context, yeah, the Argentine is having a world-class season. Now, from an Argentina international, let's talk about the Brazilian, Igor Thiago. What Thiago has done so far this season is truly incredible. He is already the highest scoring Brazilian in a single Premier League season, and on top of that, he is the only Brazilian to have been named Premier League Player of the Month multiple times after having clinched the award in November 2025 and January 2026. When it looked like Haaland was going to run away with the Premier League Golden Boot this season, Thiago came up and has been matching the Norwegian stride. At this moment, Igor Thiago has outscored big names like Lamine Yamal, Vini Jr., Lautaro Martinez, Julian Alvarez, Mohamed Salah, Hugo Ekitike, Robert Lewandowski, among others. And with context, everything gets even more interesting. You see, everyone wrote Brentford off coming into the season after they lost Brian Mbeumo, Christian Nørgaard, Ben Mee, Jon Wissa, and their coach Thomas Frank all in one window, but Igor Thiago has put the club on his back and looks poised to help them secure a place in a European competition next season. By any standards, he is having a world-class season, but absolutely nobody is talking about it. In fact, the fact that he is not yet guaranteed to be Brazil's starting striker at the World Cup this summer, despite comfortably outsourcing every other Brazilian attacker, this season tells you the whole story. He simply is not getting as much praise as he deserves for the season he's having. Another Premier League player who's low-key having a world-class season is Anthony Gordon. His numbers in the Premier League might not be the greatest, but in the biggest competition, he's tearing things apart. He's the second top scorer in the UEFA Champions League this season, having already hit double figures for goals before the round of 16. Against Qarabag, he became the first Newcastle player to ever score 4 goals in a single Champions League game, and the second player in the competition's history to do it in the first half of a game. On top of that, he is only the second ever Englishman to reach double figures for goals in a single Champions League season after Harry Kane. Yeah, you might argue that half the goals he has scored have come from the penalty spot, but looking at the records he's breaking in the biggest competition in club football, it's hard to say that this is not a world-class season. And looking at his numbers across competitions, he's also doing well. He has been directly involved in 19 goals in 36 appearances across all competitions this season. Those are some good numbers. You know who else has some really good numbers? Vedat Muriqi. You don't hear much about him, but he's really pushing Kylian Mbappé for the Pichichi this season. Despite Mallorca being in a relegation scrap in La Liga, the Kosovo international is having a world-class individual campaign. For those who need context, Mbappé has managed only 4 more non-penalty goals than Muriqi in La Liga this season. Doing this with a team in the bottom 3 is just absolutely mind-blowing. It's a spectacular individual season by any standards. Another player who's having a spectacular individual season is Julian Ryerson. He might not have scored just yet, but he has been a master creator for Borussia Dortmund this season. He currently boasts 14 assists in 31 games across all competitions and has propelled Dortmund to second place in the league. He's the only non-Bayern player who has reached double figures for assists in the German top flight this season, and he's second in the rankings for most assists, only behind Michael Olise. Mind you, he's actually a wing-back, so this is even more impressive from the Norwegian, but he gets almost no hype at all. He's just quietly having a world-class season. Let's now wrap up with Dominik Szoboszlai. The Hungarian has practically been carrying Liverpool through this torrid season. He has had to cover multiple positions for the club due to injuries, and everywhere he has played, he has been brilliant. He defends, creates goals, and scores some truly crazy ones. He leads Liverpool for goals, goal contributions, chances created, and possession won in the Champions League this season. These stats show you that he has been doing it all for the Reds. On top of that, he is the Liverpool player who has scored the most goals from direct free kicks in a single season in 13 years. The Hungary national team captain has been directly involved in 17 goals in 35 appearances for Liverpool this season. For a player who has played more than a handful of games at right back, this is more than impressive. Of course, if Liverpool failed to make the top 4, it would not look great on his CV, but individually, Szoboszlai is quietly having a world-class season. Now, are there more players you'd say are quietly having a world-class season? leave their names in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the bell notifications so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.